Once, in a bustling city neighborhood, there was a small residential building with a modest but diligent gateman named Harish. He was in his late 30s, with a weathered face that carried the marks of years spent opening and closing gates, greeting strangers, and observing the lives of others pass by. Harish's world was a small one, confined to his tiny gatehouse. His interactions, limited to nods, smiles, and polite exchanges with the residents. He was known for his kindness and his habit of humming old songs as he worked. But deep inside, Harish harbored a loneliness that he never spoke about, a longing for a connection beyond the gates he guarded. One day, the building received a new tenant. A soft-spoken woman named Asha, in her late 20s, moved into the flat on the second floor. Asha was an artist, and her days were spent painting vivid landscapes and portraits that seemed to breathe life. She was friendly and warm, always greeting Harish with a smile that lingered just long enough to make his heart skip. Harish noticed her habit of sitting by the window in the afternoons, sketching and watching the world outside. He would often steal glances at her, captivated by the way her hands moved over the canvas and the serene expression on her face. One rainy evening, as Harish stood under the dim light of his gatehouse, Asha came down, struggling with an umbrella and a large bag of art supplies. The rain poured relentlessly, and puddles had turned the path into a small stream. "Harish Bhaiya," she called out, her voice soft yet clear. "Could you help me with this?" Harish rushed to her side, holding the umbrella steady as he helped her carry the bag. She thanked him warmly, and for the first time, they shared a real conversation. She asked him about his life, his work, and whether he had always lived in the city. That evening, as Harish returned to his gatehouse, he felt something he hadn't felt in years, a sense of hope. In the weeks that followed, their conversations became more frequent. Asha would often bring him tea, sit by the gate, and chat with him about her art, her childhood, and her dreams. Harish, in turn, told her about his village, his love for old Hindi songs, and the family he had left behind to find work in the city. One afternoon, Asha handed Harish a small package wrapped in brown paper. "Open it," she urged, her eyes twinkling with excitement. Inside was a painting. It was a portrait of Harish, sitting in his gatehouse, surrounded by the greenery of the small garden he tended with care. The colors were vivid, the details striking. Harish stared at it, speechless. "It's how I see you," Asha said softly, "not just as the gateman, but as someone who brings life to this place." Overwhelmed, Harish thanked her, his voice thick with emotion. For the first time, he felt truly seen, not as the man who opened and closed the gate, but as a person with a story, a soul. As their bond deepened, Harish found himself humming more often, his steps lighter. Asha, too, seemed happier, her paintings more vibrant. The residents of the building began to notice the change, smiling knowingly as they passed by. Months later, on a cool winter evening, Harish gathered the courage to ask Asha if she would like to join him for a cup of tea at a nearby stall. She agreed, her smile as warm as the sunlight that streamed through her window every morning. That evening, over steaming cups of chai and shared laughter, the gateman found love not just in Asha, but in the way she saw him, the way she made him feel alive and worthy. From then on, their story became a part of the building's many whispered tales, a testament to how love can find its way through even the smallest gates. And Harish, he still opened and closed the gate every day, but now, someone who had opened the gate to his heart.